Hello students, this is Pallav Darbari, your host, and you are watching Pallav Darbari classes. In this video, we will discuss the second chapter of Business Studies class 11th, that is Forms of Business Organization. Today's topic is Joint Stock Company. This is the second video on the Joint Stock Company. If you have not watched the previous video, please watch it so that the concept will be much more clear to you. Let's see the topic that we will discuss in detail. Today we will discuss the joint stock company and the formation of a joint stock company. Let us see the formation of a joint stock company. The formation of a company or joint stock company means bringing a company into existence and starting its business. The various steps involved in the formation of a company are as follows. Number 1, promotion. Promotion is the first step in the formation of a company. It means conceiving a business opportunities and taking an initiative to form a company. The next step is incorporation. It means registration of a company as a body corporate. The other name of incorporation is registration. The next is capital subscription. A public company can raise funds by the issue of shares and debentures. So it is the amount of money and the fair market value as declared or determined by the board of directors. So what is capital subscription? So it is the amount of money and the fair market value as determined by the board of directors. Next is commencement of business. Commencement of business is the declaration to be issued by the directors within 180 days of the incorporation of a company stating that the 90% of the issued amount has been attained. Remember one thing, these are the 4 stages which is being needed to form a company. A private company is free to start the business of a business after the second stage, that is registration. But for the public company, 2 more additional stages has to be fulfilled. Why? Because the public company raised the money by the issue of shares to the public. So the public company has to fulfill 2 more stages, that is capital subscription and the commencement of business. Let us start the first stage, that is promotion. Promotion means conceiving a business opportunities and taking an initiative to form a company. Let us see the steps involved in the formation of a company or under the promotion. The first is identification of business opportunities. Remember one thing, identification of the business opportunities means finding out the options to do the business. So here the promoters identify all the business options available to him. The second is feasibility studies. Feasibility studies means what? It means after identifying the business opportunities, the promoters undertakes detailed study of technical, financial and the economic feasibility of the business. Next is name approval. After the feasibility, the company decided or apply the name to the registrar of the company so that the company can start or execute the operations. The next is fixing up the signatories to the memorandum. After the approval of the name, the next step is finding out the board of directors who will be the signatories to the memorandum of the association. So the fourth stage is fixing the signatories to the memorandum of association. The next is appointment of professionals. Appointment of professional means what? It means finding out or appointing the merchant bankers, auditors, underwriters so that the shares can be sold or the activities should be carried out properly. The next is preparation of necessary documents. After the appointment of the professionals, the next step is to prepare the necessary documents like preparing the memorandum of association, article of association, prospectus, etc. Let us study all the steps in detail. The first step is identification of business opportunities. The first and the foremost function of a promoter is to identify a business idea, that is promotion of a new product or services. The next step is feasibility studies. After identifying a business opportunity, the promoter undertake detailed study of technical, financial and the economic feasibility of the business. Listen, technical feasibility means, do we have the technical knowledge to manufacture the product? If we have the technical knowledge to manufacture the product, then we can opt the business opportunity or business idea. If we don't have the technical soundness, then that particular idea can go in abyss. The next is financial. Do we have the available fund to materialize the idea? The third feasibility is whether we'll earn the profit or the profit margin is less. On the basis of profit, we decide whether the idea should be accepted or not. So these are the three feasibility studies which we do. The next is name approval. After selecting the name of the company, the promoters submit an application to the registrar of companies for its approval. Remember one thing, 3 names should be selected and sent at a time to the registrar. Next is fixing up signatories to the memorandum of association. Promoters have to decide about the directors who will be the signatories of the memorandum of association, because the signatories of the memorandum of associations take the personal obligation that the information given or mentioned in the memorandum is correct. So it is mandatory that it should be signed by the board of directors. The next is appointment of professionals. Promoters appoint merchant bankers, auditors, etc., so that the promotion activity should be carried out at ease. Next is preparation of necessary documents. See, the promoters prepare certain legal documents such as MOA, that is Memorandum of Association, or AOA, that is Article of Association, which have to be submitted to the registrar of the companies. Now let us see who is the promoter. See, promoter is a corporate person or a firm who does a preliminary work identical to the formation of a company, or in a very simple word we can say a person who diverts a plan for a business or who takes the preliminary step necessary for the formation of a company is the promoter. So here we have seen that who is the promoter. So he is the person who comes with the idea and take all the steps necessary for the materialization of the idea. So that very person who comes with the idea and take the efforts to materialize the idea into reality is the promoter. Let us see the functions performed by the promoter. The first function performed by the promoter is that he find out the business options available to him. What it means? It means that he will list out that he can open business A, business B, business C, business D. So he come out with the ideas of business opportunities available to him. Next is perform feasibility of the ideas. All the business opportunities should be critically analyzed on the basis of technical, financial or the economic feasibility. Third is, after the feasibility studies, he collect the number of the persons needed to form a company. For example, he collect the staff, he collect the underwriters, he collect the board of directors, because they are needed for the formation of a company. The next function is he take the decision to appoint a banker, auditor, underwriters. I mean, he has to select the banker, he has to select the auditor and so on. The last step is, after selecting bankers, after collecting the required number of the person, the next step is prepare necessary documents with the help of bankers, with the help of the directors and the other employees. He prepare the memorandum of association, article of association, prospectus, etc. These are the document which is being needed for the formation of the company or for the registration of the company. Let us see the types of the promoters. Listen, there are 5 types of promoter. Number 1 is professional promoters. These persons takes up promotions as part of their occupation. They float a new company and dispose them off when it is established and earn a sufficient profit. Second one is occupational promoters. See, they are already engaged in some other business. They are not engaged in promotion work on regular basis. Whenever they find some good opportunities, they take up the promotion of some company, and once it is over, they return to their original job. The next is entrepreneur promoter. They are both the promoters and the entrepreneurs. What it means? It means uh, they come with the business ideas, they frame the company, and when the company is being framed, they become the board of directors of the company. The next one is the financier promoters. Listen, some financial institutions like investment banks may take up the promotion of a company with a view to find opportunities for investment. The next one is institutional promoters. The institutions set up by the government, such as Industrial Finance Corporation of India, they are the institutional promoters. We have discussed all the types of the promoters. Let us discuss all the professional promoters in detail. The first is the professional promoters. Let us see. These are the persons who take a promotion as a part of their occupation. What they do, they frame the company. When the company become famous, what they do, they sell the company and earn the profit. So they are the professional promoters. The next one is occupational promoters. What are the occupational promoters? They are already engaged in some other business. They are not the professional promoters, but they take up the promotion of some company when they come out with the idea. If they are having the idea and they feel that the company can be framed, they frame the company, and once the company is being framed, they return to their original profession. The next one is entrepreneur promoters. They are the promoters who frame the company, and once the company is being framed, they become a part of the management. Next is financial promoters. Some financial institutions like investment banks, they take up the promotion of a company as a opportunities for investment. The last one is institutional promoters. These the institutions set up by the government, such as Industrial Financial Corporations of India, are the institutional promoters. Now let us discuss the second step. The second step is the incorporation. Incorporation means the registration of a company. See, incorporation means the registration of a company as body corporate under the Companies Act 1956 and receiving certificate of incorporation. So what is incorporation? This is the second stage under which the company should be registered under the Companies Act 1956. And remember one thing, the company will only be registered under the Companies Act 1956 when all the formalities, that is all the necessary documents, has been fulfilled by the promoters. Let us discuss the steps involved in the incorporation. The first step involved in the incorporation, or steps involved for the incorporation or the registration, is application for the incorporation. The first step is that the company who want to be incorporated file an application to the registrar for incorporation. The second step is filling of necessary documents, like memorandum should be filed, article of association should be filed, prospectus should be filed to the registrar. The next step is payment of the prescribed fee. The prescribed fee needed for the registration should be filed, otherwise the incorporation cannot be carried out. The next step is registration. It means when the registrar see that all the things are okay, and what he do is he issue the certificate of incorporation or the registration to the company. It means that the 5 steps is being needed for the registration. One is application, filing the necessary documents, payment of the fees, all the documents should be registered or going to the registrar for registration, and then finally the registrar check, and if he is satisfied, issue the certificate. Let us discuss all the steps in detail. The first step is application for incorporation. Promoters make an application for the incorporation of the company to the registrar of companies. Second is filing of necessary documents. Let us see the document which has to be filed. The first document is memorandum of association. Second is article of association. Third is statement of authorized capital. Fourth is consent of proposed directors or becoming the director of the company. Next is agreement with proposed managing directors. Next is statutory declaration. It means that whatever the information is being said or declared should be correct. The third step is payment of fees. Along with filing of above document, the registration fee has to be deposited, which depends on the amount of the authorized capital. Remember one thing, the payment fees depends upon the authorized capital. The next step is registration. The registrar verify all the documents submitted. If he is satisfied, then he enters the name of the company in his register. The next is certificate of incorporation. After entering the name of the company in the register, the registrar issue a certificate of incorporation. It is called the birth certificate of the company. Let us see the capital subscription. See, a public company can raise funds from the public by the issue of shares and debentures. For this, it has to issue prospectus and undergo various other formalities. Let us see the formalities which the public company has to fulfill. Only the public company has to fulfill these formalities. Private company is not supposed to fulfill this. The first formality is SEBI approval. They have to take the approval from the Security Exchange Board of India. Then they have to file the prospectus. Without filing the prospectus to the registrar, the company can't raise the money from the public. The next is appoint the bankers or the underwriters because they help in raising the money from the public. The next is minimum subscription. It means 90% of the allotted money should be raised. The next is application to the stock exchange. Then the company should apply for the registration in the stock exchange. Then allotment of the shares. It means the money which they have issued should be allotted. I mean, the person who has applied for the shares should get the shares. Let us discuss all the steps in detail. The first is SEBI approval. Security Exchange Board of India regulates the capital market of India. A public company is required to take approval from the Security Exchange Board of India. The next is filling of prospectus. Prospectus means document which invites offers from the public to purchase shares or debentures of the company. It should be issued. It is mandatory. The next is minimum subscription. According to Security Exchange Board of India guidelines, minimum subscription is 90% of the issued amount. It means that the minimum subscription should be attained. If the company is unable to attain the minimum subscription, then the company cannot be incorporated, that the company is not supposed to start the business, and the registration will be cancelled. The next is application to stock exchange. It is necessary for the public company to list their shares in the stock exchange. The next is allotment of shares. Allotment of share means acceptance of shares applied. Let us see the last one, that is the commencement of business. To commence a business, a public company has to obtain a certificate of commencement of business. For this, the following document has to be filled or filed with the registrar of the companies. Let us see. A declaration that 90% of the issued amount has been subscribed, that is mandatory. The next is a declaration that all the directors have paid up the allotment of shares made by them. The last one is a statutory declaration that the above document or the signatories of the memorandum of association has completed the legal formalities well. After receiving the certificate of commencement of business, the public company is free to start the business. That's all we have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all.